What's up, what's up, what's up? This is your man Chazz Ellis once again, answering the questions that you asked me. And this is part 3, count them, 1, 2, 3, of should women shack up with men? This is to tell you how long you should shack up with a man if you choose to do that. Okay. Now, if you have not watched 1 and 2 yet, please pause this video and watch 1 and 2. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there asking, well, what is he talking about? I don't understand. It isn't making sense. I don't get it. Because you didn't watch 1 and 2. That's your, what? Come on now. This says part 3. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Anyway, make sure you watch 1 and 2. Make sure you check that out. Okay. How long should you live with a man if you are shacking up with him? How long should you live there before you say, hey, this ain't going to work out the way I wanted to, I was trying to get married, or whatever the case may be? Well, first thing you have to do is you have to say, what the hell is my goal? Is my goal to get married? Because every woman's goal is not to get married anymore. Used to be, but now it isn't. A lot of women do have the goal to get married, but not everyone does. So figure out what the heck you want to do. Where is it supposed to go? Is it supposed to be y'all living together forever? Or y'all get married? Or I don't know. Whatever. That's up to you. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. You decide what you want. Next, once you've decided that you want what you want out of the situation, and say you do want to get married, well, that means you want to get to know the person and also let them get to know you. This is a good opportunity for y'all both to audition for each other. Be real, though. Make sure you're being real with what you are and what you're about. Get to know what their requirements are and whether or not you can meet them. And get to know what your requirements are and whether or not they can meet those requirements also. See, a lot of women want to be married to a guy, but they really can't meet the requirements of being married to that particular person. So they feel like, well, you should stop wanting what you want. Stop wanting that so we can be married to each other because I want to get married. Well, if you can't meet a person's requirements, that's not the partner for you. Sorry, it's just not. If that person wants to have sex every single night, and that's not something that you can do, and that's their requirements to be in a relationship and be married to them, y'all are not compatible. Because otherwise you're telling that person to compromise something that makes them happy and that they want to do and what they envision as a marriage for them. That's not going to last. Maybe they will get married to you, but they probably get divorced. You'll probably get cheated on, and then you have your lip stuck out. So decide what you're capable of doing. Don't try to pull this whole, I'm going to pretend to be this, and then when we get married, I'm going to flip and do what I want to do. Because that just gets you divorced, which lowers your stock. Every time you get divorced, you are lowering your stock. You are making, I know some people get mad about this. I know some of y'all are going to take this personally, but every time you get divorced, you're making it more likely for somebody to say, why should I marry you? You've been divorced twice already. I know in your mind it's all his fault, but I don't care what you say. You've been divorced twice. I'm not marrying him. I'd be marrying you. So every time you got to think about that. And if you want to get married, make sure you can do it for the long haul. Make sure you can stay in it. And that means you have to be able to meet that person's requirements, and they have to be able to meet yours. You know, don't try to settle for their situation, and don't try to get them to settle for yours. You know, make sure y'all can meet each other's requirements. Also, talk about marriage right away, as quickly as you possibly can. I'm not saying like y'all get together on Monday and start talking about marriage on Wednesday. I'm saying when you live together, say, hey, is there a marriage time frame? When are you trying to get, you know, am I somebody you want to marry? And if so, how long is it going to take you to decide whether or not that's something that we can do or we need to do? Because you're also thinking for yourself, how long is it going to take for you to decide, is this a nigga I really want to marry? Or maybe it was when you first met him, but how long is it going to take you to decide maybe he ain't the dude you want to marry? So give yourself a marriage time frame. It might be a year, it might be 2 years, it might be 3 years, it might be whatever. And it ain't up to nobody but you. People may say, well, if you've been with you a year and he don't get married, man's people been together. John Legend and his chick just got married, right? And they was together 7 years before then. So you never know. Different people, different things. Different people have different requirements, and different people take longer to think about stuff. So decide what works for you, and that's part of your strategy. So, and whatever you decide, stick to it. Because that's how you start wasting time when you have a decision. And let them know what it is. Don't sit up here and be like, okay, I'm going to stay in this situation for a year and a half, and if we don't get married, it's over. If you're going to be like that, let them know, like, hey, look, I'll do this living with you thing for a year. If you should be able to make a decision by then. Or I'll do this living with you thing for 2 years, if you can make a decision by then. Or even 5 years, whatever your number is, you say, hey, I'm going to make sure I've done everything. But in that time period, make sure you've done everything to let that person know why it will be a good idea to marry you. And as I said in the first video, also show them why it's beneficial to them to get married. Because a lot of people don't want to take that next step because they just don't feel like they're going to win. Plus, you also got to make sure that they're in a position to marry you. A lot of women be like, I want this big wedding, and I want this dress, and I want this ring. And they say, well, you need to marry me within a year. Well, you asking for a lot of stuff. Sometimes you're delaying the process too. So you got to make sure that person's in a position to marry you in the way you want to be married. If you want this big old wedding, you have to understand it might take a little bit longer. But that's up to you. You know, some of what you get, if you're willing to get married at the courthouse, there ain't no reason why you shouldn't be able to get married within a year or two. But if you want big, extravagant wedding, everybody don't have the money to afford that right off top. So you may be slowing down your own process. And so take that into account when you decide how long it's going to take for you to get married. All right. It's your man, Chazz Ellis, giving you the information that you asked me for. Hopefully I was able to help you. If not, I don't know. Go holler at your counselor. Talk to your priest. I got nothing. You know, I did what I could. So if I was, hopefully I was able to help you. If you like what you saw in this video or any other videos, make sure you share it with somebody. Also, hit me up on the Chazz at the ChazzEllisProject.com. Check out the Chazz Ellis Project channel. Also, go to Facebook at AskChazzEllis on Facebook.com. Check me out on there too. Make sure that y'all leave some comments in the box below. Tell me what you thought about the video. If you're going to just talk trash or hate on your boy, man, forget you. You don't even put no comments down there. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to read it. I'm going to close my eyes like, no. Anyway, make sure you go ahead and do that. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's your man, Chazz Ellis. Peace.